How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Patriot DIY channel. In this video, we're going to be installing a garage door opener on our roll-up garage door. Alright guys, now if you have a metal shop like mine, you probably have a roll-up style door just like this one right here. And anytime you want to open it, you have to bend down at the bottom, lift it up, and shove it up as high as you can get it just to get it open. And to close it, you most likely have some kind of rope attached to it that you grab and you pull it down. Now there's nothing wrong with that, and up until recently, I didn't know that there was any other option with this style of roll-up door. But I recently came across an inexpensive garage door opener for this style of door, and I had to try it out. Now the one I got came from Vevor, but there seems to be plenty of generic roll-up door garage door openers on Amazon that look exactly like the one I have, and I will be linking to those in the description below. Now I'm going to get in here and show you exactly how to install it, and then we'll test it out and see how it works. But first, guys, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell, and give me a thumbs up. So if we look here, this is the shaft that goes down the middle of the garage door, and our garage door opener is going to fit here between the garage door and this bracket. So what I need to do here is to make some kind of spacer to bring this bracket out just far enough to fit our garage door opener in. Now the manual recommends a minimum gap here of 85 millimeters. That's about 3.5 inches. So we're going to need to disconnect this from the garage door, add our spacer, and then we can reinstall it. Now before you start disconnecting that bracket, you are going to need to support the door somehow. So you want to roll it all the way up, and the way I did this was just to wrap a strap around the door and secure it to one of the rafters up here in my ceiling to hold it in place while I work. Now I've got the door secured, I've got that bracket off and the spacer put in. Now we're ready to install our opener. So this has these two little arms here that are going to correspond to the cutouts here on the side of the garage door. Now to make this fit, I did have to widen this opening just a little bit, as you see here, but this is just plastic, so it was simple enough to do that with a Dremel tool. Now we're ready to install the opener, so I'm just going to slide it here onto the shaft and make sure these little arms fit into that opening. And we'll slide that in as far as we can get it. Now I'm ready to reinstall this bracket. With the opener installed on the shaft and our bracket put back in place, I'm ready to secure it. So we're going to take this little bracket here. This fits in over the shaft and clamps it down to the motor nice and secure. And that's all there is to it, guys. Now we just need to get this plugged in and get it programmed using the digital display. All right, guys, now we got this thing installed. You can see it up here on the right side of my garage door. Got it programmed and everything, and the instructions do a pretty decent job of telling you how to program it, how to set your limits as far as how high you want it to go up, how low you want it to go down, and all of that good stuff. Now it is going to come with two of these little keychain style remotes. So you can keep one in the shop, one in the car if you want to, and you can program any of these buttons here to operate the door. So if you have multiple garage doors and multiple openers, you can program them all to just one remote. Now let's test this thing out and see how it works. It goes up just fine, and it's actually very quiet, quite a bit quieter than a standard garage door opener. And there you go, guys. Now the up function works flawlessly, but at first I did have an issue with it going down. Whenever I hit the down button, it would want to kind of bind up top there, and where it's rolled up top would start to uncoil, but the bottom isn't coming down, and you had to pull on it a little bit to get it started. Now I did fix that problem, so let me roll it down for you guys and I'll show you how I did it. Now I do have these garage door brushes here, guys, and these are designed to help keep bugs and stuff like that from getting in through the cracks of the door. And there's no doubt that these put a little bit of friction on the door as it's coming down, so that may have contributed to my issue with it rolling down, but ultimately it was something else that solved the problem. What solved that problem of it binding up on the way down is just adding some weight. Now in the instructions, they do mention some weight balance bars that are mounted here at the bottom of the door. The problem is the garage door opener doesn't come with that. That's something that may or may not come with your garage door. And what I found when searching online is that weights made for this are nearly impossible to find. The only ones I could find were in Australia. So what I ended up doing was adding some super strut here along the bottom. It has a good bit of weight to it, and it already has holes in it, so it was really easy to bolt it here to the bottom of the door. I added about an 8-foot span of it here to the bottom of the door, and it completely fixed my problem. It added just enough weight that the door comes down perfectly just like it's supposed to, but it also doesn't affect it when it's on the way up either, so it worked out perfect. Now you may or may not have the issue that I had, but if you do, get you some super strut, bolt it here to the bottom of the door to weight it a little bit, and hopefully it'll solve your problem just like it did mine. And you'll notice here, once it gets close to the bottom of its range, it will slow itself down for those last few inches for a nice soft close. Another feature you'll notice about this is you'll see the green and red pull cables here. So if you did need to operate your door manually, or if the power went out or something like that, you just pull down on that red cable. That'll allow the motor to spin freely, and you can operate the door manually just like you've always done. Then to set it back in automatic mode, you just pull down on the green cord. Now this does have automatic obstacle detection, so if something gets in the way as it's closing, or something is putting extra force on it as it's trying to open, it will stop and reverse so it doesn't damage the door or whatever the object is that it's hitting. They do also have optional sensors that go at the bottom of the door, just like a regular garage door, and those are sold separately. I gotta tell you, this is awesome, guys, and I just can't stop playing with it. I love it. Super smooth, super quiet, works flawlessly. Yeah, I just couldn't be happier with this. Now I hope this video helped you out, guys. If you have a garage door like this in your shop and you're interested in putting a garage door opener on it, I will have a link to the one I used linked in the description below so you can check it out. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I just got to do this one more time.